Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. It's not going to be a full review on anything, but I figured with a lot of people going back to school or perhaps starting a new job, some people might start dabbling into makeup for the first time, or they might be wondering how they can put an affordable kit together. And so I thought I would do a dedicated video to makeup essentials from the drugstore. How you can build a makeup kit of affordable items that are gonna work great for you. So if you want to know what products I would include in a beginner's or affordable sort of makeup kit, make sure you keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my upcoming videos, because you know there are gonna be more. I'll be talking about all of these items in the order that I would apply them. So I will start with complexion products first, and that is primers. So for me, I would always apply a primer underneath my foundation, and I have two recommendations for you. The first is the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock Primer, and the second is the CoverGirl Pore Minimizing Base Business Primer. These two items are wonderful. They're going to fill in your pores, keep you matte all day long, so your foundation will apply beautifully. My advice when it comes to primers is to let them sit on your skin for a little bit so they can fully absorb. I'd say let them sit for about 5 minutes before you jump in and put your foundation on. Speaking of foundation, I have three that I would like to share with you. Two actually come from CoverGirl. So these two foundations here are ones that I would recommend from CoverGirl. So these are a little more expensive than the other one that I'm going to recommend. We've got the CoverGirl TruBlend Matte Made Foundation. I absolutely love this, especially for its shade range. I think they have a color that will suit everybody's skin tone, and it also wears beautifully on the skin, and it is very long lasting. There's also the CoverGirl Healthy Elixir Foundation. I really like this one as well. It does contain SPF 20, which I am a big fan of, but I also like how this sits on the skin. It just makes your skin look nice and healthy. Another foundation that I would recommend is from Wet n Wild. This is the Photofocus Foundation. I think they have a pretty good shade range, and it's ridiculously affordable. I believe it is $5.99 for this product, and it just wears so nicely on the skin. It may not have the most fragrant of scents, but when you put it on your face, it just looks really, really good. So those are the three affordable foundations that I would recommend. If you're anything like me, you're certainly going to want to apply foundation. If you already have a really great skin and you only want to spot conceal a few blemishes that you might have or whatever concerns you have on your skin, I would simply go from skincare straight to concealer. You don't necessarily need to put a full face of makeup on. And so for concealers, I actually have several recommendations. The first come from Maybelline. I really like the Fit Me concealers. They blend out nicely. They don't look cakey. I also like the ColourPop concealers. These are the no filter concealers. I have two of them. Unfortunately, you can't get these in the drugstore, but you can certainly order them from ColourPop, and they are very inexpensive. Again, they are full coverage. They blend out really nicely, and they wear for a really long time, especially if you set them. From Maybelline, another concealer that I love, love, love is the Age Rewind Concealer. They also have a neutralizer, so if you do deal with dark circles under your eyes, the neutralizer is a really great concealer to pick up. I love that this has some skincare properties in it, so it is going to smooth out your under eye area with consistent use, and I think this is just such a good product. It's been a staple in my kit for years and years. The last concealer that I'm going to recommend is from Makeup Revolution. This is relatively new to my collection. This is the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. Again, you can order this off of Makeup Revolution's website, perhaps pick it up in Ulta stores. I'll have to double check that. But this is another really great concealer that's just gonna look beautiful on the skin. To set everything on your face, I like to do that with some loose powder, and I have two powders that I would recommend. The first is from Rimmel. This is the Stay Matte Mattifying Loose Setting Powder. I'm pretty much out of it. I have, I think, one more application left. I have picked up a backup of this and I absolutely love it. It looks fantastic on the skin without making you look cakey, and it does keep you matte all day long. Another one that I love is the Coty Airspun powder. This is very inexpensive. You can find this at Walgreens, CVS. I believe they have it on Ulta's website as well, and I'm pretty sure in the States you can pick this up at Walmart. I like the translucent extra coverage one because obviously it's going to give you a little bit of extra coverage. So if you don't mind a little bit of a fragrant scent to your powder, if you can get over that, you will certainly love this. It looks great on the skin. To wipe away the powder or to just powder down your foundation, I have two other recommendations. One is from CoverGirl. This is the Vitalist Healthy Powder. I think it applies so beautifully and smooth, and it sets your face so nicely. And there's also the Maybelline Dream Wonder Powder. I was actually really surprised with how silky smooth this powder feels. It blends on the skin so nicely, and it does keep you nice and matte all day long. Both of these are highly recommended. Next up, I would typically apply bronzer, and my big recommendation does come from Essence Cosmetics. This is the Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. This one here is for lighter skin, but I believe they also have another one for deeper skin tones. I think this applies so nicely. It is what I'm wearing on my skin today, blends out beautifully, and this is super inexpensive, and I love that about this powder, and you get a ton. The other product that I would recommend is from Physicians Formula. It is this little compact right here, the Bronze Booster. I like this because you have a banana powder over here, so you can use that to set your under eye area. You've got a great contouring shade, and you also have a bronzer. And the best part is it comes with a mirror as well as this applicator here, which is actually quite nice. Let's turn to blush next, and I have two picks here. One comes from Essence, and this is the Satin Touch Blush. I love this color. This one here is in the shade Satin Coral. It goes on the skin so nicely. It blends out beautifully, and it leaves you with a nice flush of color. I love this, and it is very inexpensive, as are these Makeup Revolution blushes as well. This one here is in the shade Beloved, and this one here is in the shade Fusion, and both of these are lovely. Again, they go on super smooth, very pigmented. I would be very light-handed with these, and they are a very generous size. So in addition to being inexpensive, these are gonna last you a long time. For highlighters, I do have a couple of recommendations. Two come from Milani. These can be a little bit expensive, so wait till they go on sale. These are called the Strobe Lights. This one here is in Sun Glow, and this one here is in Afterglow. They wear beautifully, and they remind me of the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders, which is why I like them. They're just really nice and subtle. If you want something that's going to be a little more extreme for a highlighter, then I would certainly go with a Maybelline. These are the MasterChrome highlighters. This rose gold one in particular is stunning. I use this very frequently, probably more frequently than any high-end highlighter that I have, and that's saying a lot. And this one here is the original Molten Gold highlighter. This is the first one they came out with. Then they came out with this one as well as a more frosty white one, but that just did not look good. It was very chunky. Ugh, I threw that one in the garbage. But this one here, as well as the rose gold, are stunning. The next thing I'm going to talk about is brow products, and I have to go with CoverGirl's Easy Breezy Brow. I love these products here. These are my dupes for Benefits Ka Brow. I love the gel, cream, pomade, whatever you want to call it inside. The applicator that it comes with, it is just so efficient efficient, and you can do your brows so quickly with this. I have two different shades here. One is in the shade 710 and one is in the shade 715. I don't know what they're actually called because they don't have that label on the bottom, but these are very inexpensive and great products. For eye primers, I have to go with the CoverGirl Lid Lock Primer. This is just such a wonderful primer. It is like super glue for your eyeshadows. You put a very small amount on your eyelids, you blend it out using your fingers, set it with a loose powder. You can use your Coty Airspun or anything else, or even an eyeshadow to set it, and then go on top with your eyeshadows and you are good to go. This will keep your eyeshadow glued to your lids. It will not smudge, it will not fade, it will not crease. It'll be just as perfect as when you first put it on. This primer is so badass. It's better than any high-end primer that I have. I'm now going to talk about eyeshadows, and I actually have several eyeshadow recommendations because you guys know I'm an eyeshadow junkie, especially when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. And I'm first going to start off with a couple of staples from Rimmel. I absolutely love these particular palettes here. These are the Magnifies eyeshadow palettes, so they come in different shades. This one here is the Spice Edition, so as you can see, it's got a bunch of warm toned colors in it. These shadows apply so beautifully, pigmented, they blend really well. You've got something that'll give you a little more color if you're looking to play with more fun, bold shadows. And then of course you've got your neutral eyeshadow palettes over here. So these are a really affordable option. They range anywhere from $9 to $13 depending on where you pick them up. I believe in Canada, Walmart is probably the cheapest place that you can get these, unless you find a sale at Shoppers Drug Mart. Sometimes they can drop to about 10 bucks. The other eyeshadow palettes that I absolutely love do come from Wet n Wild. These are very inexpensive eyeshadow palettes and you get tons of different colors that you can work with. Again, super pigmented, blendable, and the price point you just can't beat. Milani as well has fantastic eyeshadow palettes and they all come in a certain color tone. That's why I love these in particular, because they're kind of a no fuss eyeshadow palette. So let's take Earthy Elements for example. Ooh, cracking it open. You've got really nice warm tone shades in here. You've got your all over lid colors, a highlighter color, something to accent the outer corner, and it even gives you a mini tutorial on the back as to how to do that. These palettes here are fantastic, and again, the price point is really good. Whew. Finally, the last eyeshadow palettes I'm going to talk about do come from Maybelline. It's the City Mini palettes. I have a ton of these because they are just so good. I am obsessed with this palette at the moment. I love it because it's just so neutral, warm tone, right up my alley. Again, very similar to all of the other palettes that I talked about. They just go on pigmented, they blend really well, and it's a no fuss makeup look because you just throw these onto your lids and you're good to go. You only need to dig into one palette. You don't have to go into multiple in order to create a look. So I highly recommend these City Mini palettes. If you want something that's going to be a little bit bigger from Maybelline, then the Burgundy Bar palette is a really good option. These colors are stunning and again, they go on beautifully. My only issue with this palette here, if it's the only one that you're going to be using, is that most of the colors are shimmers and you only have 2 matte colors. So if you prefer more of a matte look, this probably won't be for you. But if you like shimmers and metallic colors, then this will certainly be a palette you'd want to consider. Moving right along to liner. So liner can get a little bit expensive. I know I love my Tom Ford eye defining pen and I almost exclusively use that pen despite me having this tray here filled with eyeliners. But I do have some drugstore liners that I absolutely love. And if I'm not using my Tom Ford eye defining pen, I'm using my JCat Beauty Rock and Glitz liners. These are beautiful. They are a dupe for the Tom Ford pen. I love the felt tip. You can get a precise wing with this. It's pigmented, it doesn't budge, it doesn't smudge. These are phenomenal liners, and the price point is hella better than Tom Ford. For a basic kohl liner, I love going to Essence Cosmetics. I think these are about $2.99. They might even be $1.99 depending on where you go. They glide on so beautifully, very easy to use, and you've got a decent color range. I also like the liners from Catrice, the liquid metals in particular, the gel eye pens. Again, I find that they glide on so nicely. They don't budge. Unfortunately, they don't have a huge color range, but you really don't need a huge color range when it comes to an everyday eyeliner. But those are the ones that I would highly recommend. Let's talk mascara next. I do love Essence for mascara. I use the False Lashes mascara very, very frequently. I did pick these two up in a multi-pack, so they did come as a 2-pack here, and I believe they were $7.99 for the 2 mascaras, and they are divine. I use these almost every single day, and if I'm not using these two, I'm using these here. So one is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara, which is phenomenal, and then the other one is the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara, which a lot of people have said is a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara, even though I think the wand looks a lot like the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Mascara. Whatever the case is, these mascaras here are phenomenal, highly recommended for anybody who is starting a makeup kit. To be quite honest with you, I would never spend a lot of money on mascara, especially the high-end stuff. I've tried the Givenchy, I've tried the Dior mascaras, and I don't notice a big difference from those ones to the formulas at the drugstore. And for the most part, I've had better experiences with drugstore mascara because they don't flake as much as the high-end ones do. So spend $8 or $9, get yourself a drugstore mascara, and you're good to go. The second last items I'm going to talk about are lipsticks. So if you are looking for a liquid lipstick that's going to be matte and it's going to stay all day long and you're going to have a lot of color options, then Rimmel is the way to go. These are the Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Lipsticks. I can't speak highly enough of these. They go on so beautifully. They stay all day long. You've got a great color range, and they smell like candy. These are just so good. They wear forever, they don't dry out your lips, and they look so good. And I believe they're anywhere from $6.99 to $8.99 at the top end in terms of price. So really, really affordable. If you're looking for your traditional bullet lipstick, then Maybelline is certainly one option for you. I've got a ton of these. I love the neutral colors. I love the way they smell like candy as well. They go on really nicely. They're very pigmented. You have matte formulas, creamy formulas, shine formulas, hydrating formulas, all sorts of different Maybelline lipsticks. They are wonderful. And the other one that I would recommend, even though it is a little more expensive, like if you're really looking to save a buck, stick with Maybelline. If you are okay to splurge and spend a few more extra dollars, then go for L'Oreal. L'Oreal, the color Riche line in particular, has beautiful lipstick colors. Again, they go on nicely, very pigmented, and they've got different formulas. This one here happens to be my favorite because it is the Shine formula. It's like a glossy lipstick, and it is stunning when you put it on. I was just about to end the video when I forgot to talk about a setting spray. Oh my goodness. The setting spray that I would recommend does come from Milani. This is the Make It Last setting spray. It does give you supposedly 16 hours worth of wear, but I just love this because it really does keep your makeup bulletproof. It helps set all of the powders on your face, and it just makes you look a little bit better. This one here is for mattifying your skin. I believe they have a dewy complexion spray as as well, so you can pick that up if you're a little more on the dry to normal side with your skin. And that's gonna do it for this video. I really hope these items will help you build your kit for the first time, will help you save a little more money. Just because it's not from Sephora doesn't mean it can't be great. Honestly, the drugstore has really been stepping up its game over the last few years, and they've come out with some amazing products and great formulas. So don't be afraid to try these out. Don't be afraid to play around with a couple of different brands. But these are my highly coveted items from the drugstore, and this is what I would put in a beginner's kit or just a makeup kit that is affordable. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know exactly what to do. Give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. You can also connect with me on all of my social media. I'll make sure to link it in the description box below for you. Thanks again for watching. I hope you are all having an amazing day no matter where you are in the world. Happy September, happy back to school, happy first day on the job, or happy continuation of work, happy retirement to others, whatever it is you might be doing for the start of September. But I hope it's magnificent. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.